Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another JVS movie review brought to you by the Toronto Film Festival. Today's film is a film that I want to say is one of the big award hopeful films coming out of the film festival, because this film had gotten a lot of hype before the film festival. Was something you had to see. This one is named Survivor, starring Ben Foster, Danny DeVito, John Leguizamo, Peter Sarsgaard, and directed by Barry Levinson. Quick synopsis of this film. Post-World War II, Henry Haft is a boxer who fought fellow prisoners in concentration camps to survive. Haunted by memories and guilt, he attempts to use his high-profile fights to find his first love. Now, the reason why this film got a lot of attention is because of Ben Foster, who I loved 2 years ago for Leave No Trace, which I thought was one of the best movies and one of the best performances of 2019. And before that, I think it was Hell or High Water with him and Chris Pine in 2018. Maybe, yeah, I think it was 2018 that came out. No, he is known as an amazing character actor. And in this film, playing this character, he is great. In every way, shape, form, or fashion, he's great. While it may not be his best performance, because I believe Leave No Trace was just astounding as a performance, this is still a great performance, and a lot of dedication to this performance as we are first introduced to the character as he's going through the boxing ranks and using everything that happened to him in a concentration camp to build attention, and enough attention to attempt to find the woman that he loves. And it starts off that way, and you're wondering what's going on here. Is this pudgy like a boxer is trying his way to get to a fight with the heavyweight champion of the world, because he thinks that's going to get the most attention of all his fights, so he can be introduced or find his first love again. And then during the film, we go through the past and the present life. And when we get certain scenes of the concentration camp, and then Ben Foster's appearance during that point of time in the film, which he lost 60 pounds to play this character at that point in time. And it's very difficult to watch at times. And just to see him fighting other Jewish prisoners from that time period as entertainment for the Nazi soldiers is, again, harrowing to see on film. While Barry Levinson manages to not go as far as he could have gone, or the Schindler's List type of element of the film, he manages just to show you just enough of the gruesome environment of concentration camps while not going too far into it, and really focusing the movie on Ben Foster's character and his strive to find his lost love, and him learning to deal with his own personal demons, which is he fought other inmates to death to survive concentration camps. Again, it brings a very interesting question of survivor's remorse. And is it okay to do things that you may deem evil if it's for your own survival? Ben Foster's character here has a very interesting scene as he's training to fight Rocky Marciano later on in the film. And Danny DeVito plays Rocky's famous manager, and he comes in to help train him. And they're all sitting around at the table eating. And again, Ben Foster's character is Jewish. They're eating. And then DeVito character informs him, like, you're eating pork. And the look on his face was shock at first that they tricked him into eating pork. And then he just continues to eat and says, I have enough issues with God. God doesn't even look at me anymore. That one line really centered everything that this character is going through in this film. Again, when we go from the past to the present, and we see the correlations of this man and everything that he went through to survive the camps, but also now everything he's going through just to build a life for himself. He has someone who loves him in his corner, but yet he is pining for another woman from his past. It is amazingly difficult at times to watch if you're not comfortable enough in yourself to be able to experience those images of the Holocaust, and then be able to experience that this man just doesn't care about the woman who loves him because he's pining over a woman who he lost. It is to me a haunting love story, at times a boxing drama, which I think Barry Levinson did an amazing job of not focusing the big fight, which actually happened in real life, people. The fight happened in real life. Instead of focusing on the big fight and making that the end of his film, he made that a chapter in the film. And I think that is highly important because unfortunately for most directors, they would have went the way of making this into a sports drama type film, Cinderella Man, as you will, type of film. But instead, he's like, no, this is just a footnote for this gentleman's life. Him trying to get that fight and the way it progresses his life forward, but this is not his story. His story is, to me, strictly about survivor's guilt, survivor's remorse, that he did what he had to do to survive in the concentration camps. Or another story, again, I love some of the stories that are told in this film because it really, really works and it really, really drives home the point of this movie, as Ben Foster's character gives a speech about concentration camps and about if you did not have your cap on your head when the Nazis came to inspect you, you would possibly get killed. And he said the guy was in line, he forgot his hat, so he's searching. So then he goes back to where they had them all at in a concentration camp and steals someone's hat off of their bunk and puts it on his head. Knowing good and well the person who had he stole means that he sentenced that man to death. But was he wrong for doing it, knowing that that was the only way he would live? And I think that is the main focus of this character played by Ben Foster in this film is it okay to do evil deeds to make sure that you live, to survive the evilest of deeds? Is it okay to do evil deeds? It's a great point to try to make in this film. Barry Levinson, this is possibly the best work I've seen from him in a while. He's really been doing a lot of HBO movies, and while at times this still had that HBO movie feel to it, it's a little elevated more than the movie he did with Al Pacino. I can't remember the name of it. I want to say the Bernie Madoff movie that he also did for HBO. And while those movies were good, this one is better than those films. It's elevated, and it could be elevated because Ben Foster is such an amazing actor. And even through the flaws of this film, and one of the biggest flaws is the going back and forth between the time periods. I think it's not done as smoothly as it should have been done, and at times it can get the audience craving for it to stay in the past. Because I felt that way a lot. Like, I don't need to even see what goes on in the future. I want you to stay here and give me more on this character at this time period. So for that, it has its flaws at times, but not enough for you to overlook Ben Foster giving, again, a great performance. Again, I'll say it all day. Not his best performance, but even B+ performance by Ben Foster, to me, beats most actors' A-list performances. So it's a really good performance. Definitely a solid movie that I think people will enjoy. So The Survivor from the Toronto Film Festival, out of a possible 10, I'm going to get a Survivor 7.5 out of 10. This is a really good movie. Will it reach the heights of the awards contention that I think it was made to? I'm not 100% sure. The Academy is not big fans of Ben Foster for some odd reason. I saw Hell and High Water and them nominate Chris Pine and not him. I'm still to this day confused about that. I'm confused how Leave No Trace got no big awards attention. Like those are things that puzzle me to this day. So I don't know if it will be able to reach the level that it should reach, but this is still a really good movie that I think most people will enjoy. This has been another JVS movie review. Peace, people.